Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
The weekend is upon us, and right here we'll be talking sport on the go, back-to-back actions to look forward to this weekend. Definitely, this is the only place where you can get all the updates in the world of sport right here on the go. You're welcome to Dominion Television, your channel of choice. This is Dominion Sport, where we talk all things sport right here on the go. It's the weekend, just like I said, and we have the MPFL in action. We have the Super 4 in action. We'll be talking about that on the show. It's final day to the season of the MPFL. So much to look forward to. The title chase, the relegation battle, the continental sport, also the Super 4 in action to know who's going to be crowned the champions. It's going to be entertaining. We have loads of artists and also content creators who are going to be gracing the scene at the Super 4 right there in Lagos. We'll be talking about the MPFL. We'll be talking about the NFF, also update from that camp, talking about the world of basketball. The Premier League is in action, also giving you results from the Europa League, the Conference League. All of this in the world of sports this wonderful morning. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have Sanurdin Alimi joining me this wonderful morning to talk sport right here on the go. And just in case you're wondering, why is Mabuba all looking all tracked up and all? She said, Radio Paparazzi, I'm going to be talking about basketball this wonderful morning. It's all 3-pointers. It's the Western Conference, the Inter-Conference, all this and more right here on the show. Let me start off with you. Sanurdin, top of the morning to you. What are we expecting in the world of sport? Hold on. Now, let me put you on the spot. I'm sorry, let me just put you on the spot. I remember that I was going to give that intro. And you talked about how good Unai Emery is when it comes to the Europa League. And he has shown that again. 44 years for Aston Villa. They are going to play the final at the Europa League when it comes to the big stage. Unai Emery doing his things again.
Good morning to Oluwanimi. Good morning, Mabuba. Unai Emery at the Europa League. He's gotten to the Europa League final 6 times now. Added to the one he got to with Villa yesterday, they defeated Nottingham Forest comprehensively, and that's what
I like the word comprehensively.
that's what you want to see from a team that wants to play in the final, and it's all good to see an all-English team in the final as well. We'll talk about that. And Unai Emery is just a great coach. He's shown what he can do. He took Aston Villa to win the Conference League the other time. Now he has a chance to win the Europa League with them. We'll see what happens at the end of the month, and we have basketball on the menu. It's been ultimate week in the MPFL. 2 match days to go. A lot of teams are still chasing the title. teams are looking to escape relegation. We have that with the exec and a lot more. And there's updates from the world of tennis. The Rome Masters is going on. Sabalenka started a tourney yesterday, and there were comments from Jannik Sinner as well.
I saw the old balls of Jannik Sinner speaking about the welfare. Come on.
There has been complaints and complaints of them not being treated right and unfair. So we'll talk about that and dive more into that later on the show.
All right, beautiful. I think you're going to congratulate me on the OKC doing the double right now in the series.
Why I used that, like I said yesterday.
The same thing you said yesterday, you're about to repeat yourself again.
Yes, you just 2-0 and you have to win 4 games before and I've seen the LA Lakers and LeBron James do the comebacks before, and I still feel there's something from yesterday. The LA Lakers players, they still had the standard performances, but it's just the team sport. That's what is helping OKC stand at the moment. But I still feel
so. Are you saying the Lakers don't have a team, to pull this off? Is that what you're saying?
Their performance as a team has not contributed well to them getting the victory. But for individual performances, you see them at the fore of the performances. But it's a team sport. You need everybody from the team collectively to win the series and get the points at the end of the day. So let's see what happens in the remaining games.
That's why we have Mabuba here to talk about basketball for us. But top of the morning to you, and how are you feeling? What are your expectations for this morning?
Thank you very much for having me, Soluwanimi. And so, Nuruddin, good morning. So, as you mentioned, you two have said quite a lot. This morning, we're going to be giving you a whole lot of updates from the NPFL, the EPL, and from updates from the Europa League as well. There's also updates from the NBA, and as Soluwanimi has mentioned this morning, I think for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be talking about the NBA, and I think that is something I'm geared up for, and I'm looking forward to giving you updates on what we have so far, on what I believe you need to know to gain a proper understanding of what the NBA is. You know, it's basketball, but there's a whole lot of difference between basketball and football, and I'm looking forward to giving you the proper explanation so that you can have a comprehensive understanding of what the American NBA is all about.
You're beautiful.
Thank you very much.
What a way to go. This is where you like to talk about football, match day 37, one more game to the end of the season. I will be back here to talk about the champions, those are relegated, and also the continental sport. But let's start off with Wiki Tourist welcoming, a leading pack, Rivers United, away from home. Abia Warriors are going to play Kun Khalifat. We're going to have Shooting Stars welcome Barao, National United against Plateau United. Shooting Stars, Kamal Adegoke texted me this morning with the video, which I sent to you. Super excited. I asked him, are you going to get a goal again this Sunday, and what the celebration is going to be? Boy says he's going to get back to me on that. Maybe he's trying to get the jokers right. National United are going to play Plateau United, El Kanemi against Niger Tornadoes, Katsina United are going to welcome Ikorodu City, Kwara United against Eyimba Football Club. We're going to have Kano Pillars against Warri Wolves, Raymond Stars are going to play Bayelsa United, Rangers International are going to play home to Bendel Insurance. Let's start off with Wiki Tourist and Rivers United.
It's going to be a very important match for Rivers United today. Wiki Tourists are bottom of the league, and they were pummeled over the week by Raymond Stars and by Ikorodu City. So it looks like they are the only confirmed relegation team at the moment, but we don't know.
Escape.
They might have different opinions.
But it's 2 games, so
it's 2 games. If they get 46 points, if you look at the log of the table,
if you can have the log of the table quickly, go ahead.
If they get 46 points, maximum 6 points from the last 2 games, it can sit down on their season, because there are still teams that now have up to 46 points and might not even get to the 46 point mark by the end of the season. So that's to show you how competitive. But we all know for Rivers United, they are chasing the league. 1 point adrift the leaders, Rangers International at the moment. This is a game they need to play well, because the last game of the season is between Ikorodu City and Rangers International, which is going to be very important as well in the course of deciding who wins the league at the end of the day. So for Rivers United, this is a must-win game. They have to do all in their power. Their away form has been poor, and I think that's what actually allows them slip off the top of the table in recent weeks. So now this is a chance for them to redeem themselves and get that maximum points away from home and see what happens in the other game between Rangers International and Bendel Insurance. All
right, let's talk about Abia Warriors and Kun Khalifat, still relegation fight, and maybe Abia Warriors have something to nick through when it comes to continental sports.
Yes, Abia Warriors still have a lot to play for in chase of continental tickets.
And lucky for them, they're playing home game.
They're playing a home game. Last weekend, they lost to one of the rivals for the continental sport as well. So this time around, they have the chance to redeem themselves with Ikorodu City playing away from home, but Shooting Stars are ahead of them on the log. So it's all interesting. Different battles everywhere. Everybody facing different things. For Barao, they look for their opponents.
The opponent, yes, sir. Kun
Khalifat. They are not also safe.
They're 17.
They're 17 with 43 points, I think. So they are not safe yet as well. So they need to look behind them and say, okay, we can't sleep on our laurels right now. We need to do something for ourselves in this game and try and put our destinies in our hand in the last home game of the season, which is going to happen next weekend. So Abia Warriors looking to get the continental ticket. Kun Khalifa looking to escape relegation. It's all fun time in the NPFL right now.
All right, beautiful. Let's come home and let's talk about the game at the Lagos Salami Stadium. Mabuba Shooting Stars against Barao FC. You look at Barao FC in great form this season. Maybe that was not the expectation for them. Maybe they should be fighting relegation, fight. But they said we have other things to look forward to, and they look like a team that's going to play NPFL next season. Do you see them ampling a chance for Shooting Stars for a continental sport next season?
Okay, as you mentioned, Barao has been in great form so far this season, and it's not always something we see for newcomers in the NPFL, but apparently they are seeming to find their right footings and currently performing quite well. And then for Shooting Stars, they're currently in the race for continental tickets, and the performances has been somewhat okay lately. But then I do think, or based on what we've seen Barao FC do in recent time, because I think in one of the matches against Rangers United, they held Rangers United to a 0-0 draw at the home of Rangers. So I do think that this is a side that cannot be simply written off. We know that Shooting Stars are also in the battle for continental tickets, so definitely they're going to go all in couple with the fact that they're playing at on home soil. But then, as I mentioned, Barao is not a side that they can simply write off. And as a matter of fact, I do think that Shooting Stars have a lot of work to do regarding their defense, because I think they've scored about 56 goals this season and considered about 30, because in most of the matches they play at home soil, rarely do they actually keep clean sheets. So I do think that is one thing that they might want to fix, because if Barao can somehow find a way to score some goals at the Lagos Salami Stadium, I do not know, because in the last one that we witnessed the game between Shooting Stars and Nasarawa United actually they scored 2 goals, and we were thinking that we're going to see Shooting Stars lose that encounter, but they were able to come from the end and eventually secure a win. So I do think that the idea of Shooting Stars conceding so many goals, particularly at home soil, can hamper their chances. But as I said, the fact that they're playing at home soil and quite a number of their players are in good form this season, as you mentioned, Kamara's in good form. I think Sadiq Ibrahim has I think 6 goals to him. Ayabami as well. So I do think that the fact that they're at home soil, coupled with the fact that they know that they are this close to finally getting what they've been targeting all through the season, that could give them some sort of them securing a win against Barao. But as I mentioned, Barao is not a team that they can simply write off, but at the same time, own advantage and the performances of the players in recent times could give Shooting Stars a major advantage.
All right. I'm going to ask you quickly. You watched the game against Nasarawa United. What do you think would need to change Sanuruddin going forward if they are to play a team? We looked at their performance, their game against Shooting Stars. They picked up the victory, 1-0. What do you think would need to change for I wanted to say Sanuruddin. What needs to change for Coach going into this game for a side Shooting Stars?
They need to control the game better. The middle of the park is very important. That was one of the places they lost in transition, the battle against Nasarawa United. And the defense has to be more tight. One of the goals scored by Nasarawa United was a gift from the goalkeeper, God's gift.
Come on, everybody watching now. So you said God's gift, and He has to give them the gift. Come on.
No, that's for God. God is supposed to give them the gift, but it's not going to send God. It's not. So they have to be more compact in their defense, and their attack has been a little bit good now. Sadiq Ibrahim has 11 goals. Kamara Dukoke comes off the bench, has 10 goals. Lucky Gang Emmanuel, I think, has 5 goals in the second stanza of the NPFL. So that shows you, I think something has changed in the attack for them, and that has helped them on the log of the table. So the midfield is where the battle is, and they must lock that down. They must not lose sight of that, and they have to get Ayobami Junior on the ball as much as possible, because he's the best creative mind in the Shooting Stars team and the NPFL at the moment. So I think that's very key moments for them, and like Mabuma mentioned, I think they'll be fine at the end of the game.
Now, a draw ampers the chance for Shooting Stars for continental.
Nothing short of a victory is what
all 3 points.
All 3 points is because the last game of the season is away from home and it's out of their hands. So they also need to prepare, do your job first, then hope for the best later on. So if you get a draw, one of the draws they had this season recently against Kwara United is what is actually hampering that. They should be third on the log if they had gotten 2 points away at Lagos Salami Stadium the last time they dropped. So if they do again, they should kiss the continental ticket goodbye. But if they want to still be in the equation by the last game of the season, I think they need to get maximum points tomorrow.
All right, let's start off with Katsina United and Ikorodu City, another team away from home fighting for a continental spot. So maybe Shooting Stars, should be looking at this one. All games by 4 p.m. Actually, so this is where we are right now. Ikorodu City going away to Katsina United.
It's a chance to avoid match fixing and other irregularities that might come about if you have teams playing different times. So it's perfect time for everybody to play at the same time.
We're all watching.
We are all watching, so you don't have the chance to alter one or two things when you might have had the result from one or two other grounds. So it's perfect time for Shooting Stars to establish the lead again. Before Ikorodu City played on Tuesday against Warri Wolves, they were ahead against Wiki Tourists on Sunday. I'm sorry, they were ahead of them on the log of the table. Now they have the chance to stay up ahead of them again. And the last game of the season is between a title chasing Rangers International and a continental ticket chasing Ikorodu. So if they can get that point on Sunday at Lagos Salami Stadium, maximum points, I think they'll be in a good stead and they have their destiny in their hands in the last game. If they get at least to the draw, they should be fine at the end of the season.
All right, let's talk about Remo Stars against Bayelsa United quickly. Do you see Remo Stars escaping relegation? Because they're playing at the Kenneth Township Stadium, so maybe this might just give them all 3 points. And a struggling Bayelsa United also, who are looking like a team who are going to be relegated this season. Strangely, they were not even in the relegation fight as of 3-4 weeks ago. We had 1 month ago. Yes, so they were not even in that.
The power of the MPFL.
I think that shows how unpredictable the MPFL is, and teams who are in a comfortable position can easily lose their standing. And then, as you mentioned, Remo Stars are going to be playing at home against Bayelsa United. Remo Stars is 18, Bayelsa is 19. But if I'm going to look at it, I've said that Remo Stars do have a chance of securing a win, because we know that the performances on home soil when they play in their stadium has always been, it's more like they actually secure a win in their own matches. But then, if I actually look at this, based for me personally, I do think that the battle is more or less over for both two sides. Even if Remo Stars manage to secure a win in this encounter against Bayelsa, because in their next one they're going to play away from home, and we know what happens when Remo Stars plays away from home, because the majority of their away matches this season has been mostly losses. But also I get a chance to actually play on home soil in their final game. But for Remo Stars, they're playing away, and it's seeming as if, and based on the statistics on ground, it's more or less easy to tell that when Remo Stars play at home, they win, but when they play away from home, they lose. And if they manage to secure a win against Bayelsa United in the match tomorrow, they might actually secure all 3 points. Get their points from 43 points to 46 points. But then in the match they're going to play away from home, it's more likely they're going to lose it based on what we can see and the way they perform away from home. So personally, I do believe that the journey itself for Remo Stars in the NPFL is somewhat over, because it's difficult to. It's more or less predictable that we know exactly how it's going to be. No, truly, we know. Like the result itself stays there. So I think it's saddening.
If they pick up a victory
against
Bayelsa United,
they go to 46 points.
They go to 46 points, and they pick up the next victory away from home.
Remo Stars, there is a very, very low chance of Remo Stars securing a win away from home. If there is going to be a shocker, it is more of them securing a draw, and that in itself is even unlikely. They've been consistent with their shambolic performances away from home, whereby they secure. No, it's quite shambolic for a defending champion of the NPFL.
You have to use consistent shambolic.
Yes, consistently. So I think it's quite saddening, but I think it's at the same time it's something that happens as well, whereby we see teams that win the league eventually come low. But I do think it's somewhat rare seeing them winning and then going back to the second division of Nigerian football. So yeah, for me it is sad, yes, but at the same time it's just predictable that we know where Remo Stars is heading.
I like the energy you're giving, Sanuruddin, the boost you've given him this morning, because I think that's what he wanted to see and what he wanted to hear.
I think Remo Stars himself.
So I'd rather not ask him. I'd rather not ask you about Remo Stars. I'm just going to talk about the champions that we think should be crowned champions. Rangers International against Benden Insurance.
Yes, they've given a good account of themselves, and I saw a video from the training ground. I saw
that too.
Run through the player who didn't follow the taxes, and that's on the training ground. Imagine if that player eventually does that on the pitch, you know what's going to go down in the dressing room. So it's nice to see that energy.
The lot is going down in the dressing room now with Madrid. So come on, go ahead.
So with Fidelis Luchukwu and his boys, they look like champions in waiting. The victory away from home last weekend sort of cemented their position at top of the league, at top of the table. This weekend they have the chance to extend their lead if results elsewhere go their way, and we might be looking at them getting crowned in Lagos next weekend as champions of the NPFL. But it's exciting times, you know anything can happen, and I expect to see a fantastic football from Benden Insurance and see what happens at the end of the week.
All right, a beautiful one. Let's see what happens at the end of the week, because it's match day 37. One more game to go to the final day of the season, and trust me, I'm sure you have enjoyed the NPFL fixtures back to back. It's been mind-blowing. It's been entertaining from back to front, relegation fight, continental, and the title chat. Quickly on the season.
I've struggled to remember a NPFL season that has been as exciting as this season. The relegation battle is going down to the wire. The title chase is going down to the wire. Even teams chasing the continental slot
It's going down.
We've seen chop and changes on top of the league. Nasarawa United at some point, Ikorodu at some point, Rivers at some point. Now we have
Enugu
Rangers at
Rangers.
top. It's just exciting hold on to it, and that's to show you how glamorous and eventful this season has
Kano
been.
Pillars were in relegation throughout with deduction point.
Red
They're
Monster
out.
I think at
lost.
some point, Bravo FC were also in relegation, and now
Look at
they
the
are
fact
currently
that
in
we're talking
19th.
about now, the bottom of the league. They had one. He has what on neglect. We spoke about how good this youth setup for teams like Sporting Lagos, Ikorodu City have been at. A lot of unconfirmed reports have come out. Valverde came out to debunk the rumors of him. A lot of unconfirmed reports have come out. Valverde came out to debunk the rumors of him having a fight.
And the fight, he said, you know, got knocked. And the fight, he said, you know, got knocked.
I believe that's false.
And a lot of other things have
I believe that's false.
And a lot of other things have happened. He talks about Mbappe not being on vacations and all. The team is in disarray at the moment. 2 seasons without a trophy in a row. Nothing for their fans to cheer on. The only thing they can celebrate is winning the golden boot at the end of the season for Mbappe. So that's not what a prestigious organization like Real Madrid would celebrate normally. And this is the El Clasico. I don't think they want to even the work stay over and get the job at Rayo Vallecano. And funny enough, he's going to play the final of the Conference League against an English opponent. Let's see what happens between them and Crystal Palace at the end of the day.
All right, we're gonna take the world of basketball shortly, but let me just give you an update. On the Premier League fixtures. Right now, Arsenal are gonna play West Ham, Burnley, and Crystal Palace. We have Manchester City against Brentford, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Aston Villa. These are the games for the weekend. Burnley against Aston Villa, Crystal Palace against Everton, Nottingham Forest against Newcastle, West Ham against Arsenal. Let's pick the big game, West Ham against Arsenal, quickly.
It's going to be very important for Arsenal to get maximum points in this game if they want to sleep on their laurels.
Nothing short of 3 points.
Not short of 3 points, because this is very important. They have just 2 games. City have 3 games at the moment.
And do you think they can get 3 points?
Yes, the games. City have 3 games at the moment.
And do you think they can get 3 points?
Yes, they should be able to get. They should be able to get 3 points. This is a relegation threatening West Ham. They are currently 18th on the log. 3 points. This is a relegation threatening West Ham. They are currently 18th on the log. 1 point behind Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, there might still be changes between now and the end of the season, but if Arsenal fail to get maximum points this weekend, they put the pressure back on themselves, and that's not what Mikel Arteta and his boss would want, and give City a sniff of blood, and they just have to get maximum points. And I think this is one of the most important fixtures for Arsenal, because they play Burnley maximum point. And I think this is one of the most important fixtures for Arsenal, because they play Burnley at the last game of the season, in the next game at the Emirates. So this one precedes that, and this is very important. This is one of the finals they need to win before the final in Champions League.
Beautiful. One of the finals they win. They need to win before the final of the Champions League. Great. They need to win before the final of the Champions League. Great. Make it true for European sports.
Well, as you mentioned, both Arsenal and Manchester City are currently in the title race. And a win at the Etihad Stadium against Brentford is going to give Manchester City a stronger chance to bridge the gap between themselves and Arsenal. And I think both Brentford and Manchester City do have history. I think in the last 11 encounters, Manchester City has actually secured about over 8 wins against Brentford. And I do think that the fact that they are playing at the Etihad Stadium itself is an advantage, because Manchester City actually yet to use, I think, also Brentford, because if they do, it's going to bridge the gap between themselves